Greetings and welcome to The End. Last week, this week, and next week, the podcast companion to The End, the weekly newsletter that shines a light back on audio fiction shows once they've reached the finale of a season or the conclusion of the series. I'm your host and the curator of The End, Evo Terra. Let's get into it, shall we?
Last week.
The most recent issue of The End, the 28th, highlighted only three shows, in the season finales and finished series section. Two of them wrapped last week. The Holland Case, a dramatized mystery from Caitlin Branco, posted the season 1 finale on March the 10th. There are 10 episodes, and it'll take you just under 2 hours to listen. Lazarus Jones is a dramatized urban fantasy from The Big Dirty Monster that also posted its season 1 finale, also on March 10th. Only this time it'll take you just under 4 hours to listen to the 10 episodes of that season.
This week.
With every issue, I make 2 personal recommendations of great audio fiction I personally love. My first recommendation this week is for my fellow post-apocalyptic with zombies fans. Hannahpocalypse, a dramatized horror comedy from Red Fathom Entertainment, is a female-empowering, fourth-wall-breaking, just fun romp that I think you're going to love. Here's a portion of the trailer.
From the creator of Redmond Born and Cybernautica, Hannahpocalypse, an irreverent, post-apocalyptic comedy horror audio drama about Hannah, the last remaining zombie, well after the apocalypse has come and gone. Hannah is living her best unlife, while unknowingly being on a crash course with Callie, an explorer desperately seeking to leave her mark on an American wasteland that seems to be all out of new discoveries. Together, this unlikely pair team up against the dangers of post-apocalyptia, avoiding both robots and raiders as they head west in this pulpy hope-punk story. Interested? Of course you are. Roll the clip.
So this is the end of the world. Pretty weird, right? No, wait! Hang on before you run away screaming. I know exactly what you're thinking. Probably. 60-40? Let's just take this slow. I promise it'll be a lot easier if I just go ahead and break down the fourth wall now. Anyway, I'm Hannah. I was 32 when the world ended, so let's just go with that, yeah? Great. I love reading, listening to music, swimming, and good sushi. I'm sure you've probably noticed by now, I'm a zombie. Might even be the last one. That's right, friendo. That pigeon that I'm eating right as we have this lovely afternoon chat wasn't exactly my first choice. Or my second choice, for that matter. But we'll get to all that, I promise. Just stick with me.
Hannahpocalypse just finished its first season, but with a sufficient resolution for now. Catch up with this season in about 6 hours and get ready for season 2, slated for October. Next is Iowa Chapman and The Last Dog, a dramatized sci-fi story from Gen Z Media. Now, clearly, I'm a sucker for post-apocalyptic fiction, but this one is kid-centered, and it's presented in an educator's edition style, giving the science behind the story at the end of each short episode. It's a very, very cool format. Here's the trailer.
Hi, it's Jess Fisher from Gen Z Media.
And I'm Nate Dufort from Unspookable and Reach, a space podcast for kids.
We're the hosts of Iowa Chapman and The Last Dog, the educator's version. Iowa Chapman is a thrilling and heartfelt feature-length audio adventure about a brave girl who must save and protect what might be the last remaining dog on Earth.
The good people at Gen Z Media have now broken up Iowa and Doggo's epic adventure into 14 exciting chapters, perfectly digestible for the classroom or listening with your whole family.
And after each chapter, Nate and I are going to talk with experts and educators about some of the science featured in this fictional story.
That's right, Jess. We'll get into discussions about important issues that impact all our lives, like climate change and climate justice, animal extinction, and even the relationship between humans and dogs.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear about that. Nate, who are some of the experts we'll be talking to?
We'll be talking to Earth and climate scientists from NASA, renowned journalists and naturalists, threatened and endangered species biologists, and so many more.
I'd say they know a thing or two about science, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm super excited to dig in.
So am I.
Iowa Chapman and the Last Dog, the Educator's version, premieres on February 15th on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or you can listen ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app.
Iowa Chapman and the Last Dog is a complete story that will take you 5.5 hours to listen to the 14 episodes.
Next week.
The latest issue of The End has a single entry in the new season's coming soon section, but it doesn't start for 4 weeks, so I'll have to wait to mention the season 2 return of Haunted the audio drama. It's a dramatized horror show from Impala Films. But I suppose if you want to really get ahead and listen to the 32 episodes now, I mean, that's fine. It'll take you nearly 17 hours, so you might as well, right? And that's all for this edition of The End last week, this week, and next week. For the other audio fiction shows featured, highlighted, and coming soon that were included in the 28th issue of The End, including links to listen to all the shows mentioned in this episode, please visit theend.fyi. I'm Evo Terra. Thanks for listening.